All right, well, coming to the two greenskin armies, we're going to have very high numbers here. Well, I guess not as high as I thought. 1100 versus 950. So, starting with the red player this time, we're going to have QSA Colorado, aka Wick D. Now, he is going to go ahead and have 4 goblins up front. Night goblins up front going to be the ROR 8-peak loonies that are unbreakable. He's going to be up front having some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, Wolf Rider Archers, and then the ROR Wolf Rider Archers with their armor-piercing damage. Behind the front line, we will have 4 Trolls and a Giant. I am loving these armies today, guys. We're also going to be seeing an Orc Shaman here with Brainbursta, if I recall. Yeah, Brainbursta, and Power of Dawa. Now, on foot, we're going to have Grimgore Ironhide. Look at it, guys. He brought him. He's got Wa and nothing else. Grimgore's the best. And I am just so happy that we're going to have a Grimgore match here. And hopefully the other guy has Warzag. So, Night Goblin also is going to be here. Going to have Gorkle Fix It, as well as a Wand of Jet to get that extra Winds of Magic. Now, over here on the right flank, we will have some hidden Vanguard units. 2 units of Night Goblin Squig Hoppers and the ROR Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, the Durkit Squigs. Now, for the other side, oh my god. It's Grimgore versus Grimgore, people. You can't make this shit up. This is, I mean, who's going to win? They're both the best. So we have another Grimgore. This Grimgore's going to have Gitsnick on top of him with Wa. So if they get in toe-to-toe combat, he'll actually have a very significant advantage because of that huge melee attack and weapon damage buff he can pop every 30 seconds as long as he's in combat. So other than that, though, we will see a much wider formation. So here for AmoveHacker, we're going to see 2 units of goblins on either flank. We're going to have Orc Boys, Savage Orc Boys, Savage Orc Biggins, the 8-peak Loonies, some more Savage Orc Biggins, Savage Orcs, and yeah, so it looks like kind of a mirror image on either side, except Orc Boys going to be on the right flank and not the left. For the mobility, we are going to see some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, looks like 2 of them, and then 2 Orc Boar Boy Biggins, one of them being the Broken Tusk Mob ROR, and we're also going to have some Nasty Skulkers here in the center. Now, we're going to have some Squig Herd over here with a unit of Trolls. And other than that, I think that is the army. Aha! Can't forget this Orc Shaman, who is going to be bringing Here We Go. And yeah, Here We Go and Fist of Gork. That's the one. So, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The 2 greenskin forces meet. And hopefully they don't get confused about whose leader is who. We're going to see these archers targeting Grimgore. Not doing the best damage right now. He's not the biggest target for them to shoot at. And he has very heavy armor. However, there's a giant over here on Wicked side. And look at this. The Night Goblins, 8-peak Loonies diving into each other. And in come the Gobos, who are going to get shredded by these Savage Orcs. But both players popping their Wa, and the uphill advantage is definitely going to Wicked here. Very curious to see how these engagements go across the front line. There goes a Brainburster. Not going to do the most damage against those Trolls, but going to do some nice work against those Savage Orc Biggins. The magical damage, a very nice pick on top of these guys who rely on physical resistance so much. Grimgore is fighting Grimgore, but there's a giant on one player's side and not the others. But as you can see with Gitsnick and Here We Go, this Grimgore has actually been trouncing this Grimgore. So if they were in just one-on-one combat, I think it'd be a totally different story. Over here, though, we do see our blue player. We got AmoveHacker, who has just routed off the Trolls on the right flank and are now coming in for an envelopment and look like they may be getting a nice break on this right flank. However, red player has just smashed the center. Grimgore's going to come over here and trying to get away from the giant and his cronies. And yeah, in come all these Night Goblin Squig Hoppers too. And this fight is just them turning around each other counterclockwise. Red came in here, pushed around, got on top of this rear, and then blue came around and pushed back on top of this rear. It's kind of hilarious. Alright, Now at this point, balance power pretty even. Does look like red has a slight advantage, but over here I think we're seeing some combat that's going to prove to be very decisive to the outcome of this battle, and it's the Biggins and the Spider Riders against AmoveHacker's skirmishers here, and they've routed off a lot of these guys, and if they can come around and once again get a rear charge, it looks like blue is having the infantry advantage at this point. No surprise there, the infantry brought by AmoveHacker was significantly stronger than the ones brought by our friend here, Wick D, when he was more so relying on the giant to come in here and do a lot of damage for him. But with Here We Go going down, the 44 melee attack on top of all these units, look at this, 92 melee attack. That's insane. 92 melee attack, but Brain Burster coming in from our red player, and I have to say that's a beautiful spell pick for him in this matchup, and I'm sure he's so glad he brought it to just blow up these blobs of Savage Orcs. They're now chasing Grimgor Ironhide, but even though Grimgor is lower on health, he does have the advantage on the leaderboard. On the balance of power. In come the Savage Orcs to support him, as well as his own Orc Shaman. And man, what a close fight. We have the Nasty Skulkers coming over here, and it just looks to me. Oh, Wa getting popped for red though. That's going to be a very nice boon to his combat efficiency. Over here, we're going to see that the archers are shooting in on some Gobos who are fighting off the Durkat Squigs. The Broken Tusk mob needs to get into combat. They do have an encourage effect, so they'll really help shore up the leadership of all the people there around. And also, look over here, there's a giant. You want to get these guys in on top of that giant for sure. Alright, looks like Grimgor is desperately trying to pull out, but he's getting blocked by his own units, maybe? And now he's just given up and has decided to go into combat. He's got Foe Seeker popped on top of him. And in comes a Gorkle Fix-It, perhaps? Or is this... Here we go again with Wa! Oh my god. That is a dangerous combination. Their melee attack is just absurd right now. Grimgor's melee attack is 134, chat. 134, 86. All of these units are just on fire right now. The giant doing okay, but he's going to start wavering as his own Grimgor starts wavering. And it looks like AmoveHacker is going to take the victory away here in a very, very close match with quite a epic finale there with the Here We Go and Wa going down at the same time. That is for sure a nice way to take a victory. Ah, that was a fun one. That was a fun mirror match. So, Grimgor mirror match. Grimgor wins.
So, yeah, never mind.
Okay. But yeah, no. Looking at this match, it was super close. Red was able to crush that front center and get around behind AmoveHacker's right flank, but I think what really came through in the end for AmoveHacker here was just his mobility, and in particular the Boar Boys, who towards the end of the game, when they were just fighting off squigs and things of that nature, and trolls and a giant, like they just really shined. I also liked the spell loadout here from AmoveHacker a bit more than I did from Wicked. The Here We Goes were just crazy useful in that matchup as far as I'm concerned. The plus 44 melee attack is truly insane, and he was popping it down at some crazy times, and you can just see the enemy army just dissipating under the pressure. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of this just goes down to AmoveHacker bringing an army with very strong infantry, and as far as I'm concerned, infantry is like possibly the best part about greenskins besides maybe their skirmishing power. But in any case, great game to both players, and we're going to go ahead and find another one.